Hello everyone, welcome back to the another episode. I'm your host. My name is Anjali, and today we are going to discuss the biggest update on masters in Germany, and that is a newly launched DMAT test. And today we have a special guest, Miss Shubda Shri, an Germany expert who will guide you about it. Hello ma'am.
Hello, Anjali. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So please tell us about the more newly launched DMAT test in masters for Germany.
Thank you so much, Anjali, for inviting me for this update because this is what I wanted to really update all my students that APS has now launched DMAT, which is a digital master test for the masters in Germany. So those students who are planning for September 27 or summer 27, so definitely those student has to appear for this DMAT test. So some students are getting confused also that ma'am APS नहीं देना पड़ेगा या सिर्फ DMAT से हो जाएगा. So definitely we are going to cover everything today that APS has an additional requirement. It's not a replacement for APS. APS is definitely mandatory, but this update we have received on 29th of June. So yes, today we'll discuss everything about it.
So that's very interesting. Please tell me, does every Indian students have to take this test to Germany?
Not for every, but yes, the students planning for master degree for summer 27. So definitely they have to appear for this test, and the test deadline for the test exam date is 26th of September only. So registration has already been started. If you're planning for September 27, then definitely for summer 27 as well, definitely student has to appear for this test and they have to sit for 26 September test.
Okay, ma'am, that's really good. And please tell me, what can student expect from this test and who can give this test?
So basically, this is for master's student who are planning for engineering related courses. So basically, I would guide you that this test would be for 3 sections. So first would be definitely engineering student. Second would be the commerce background student, and third would be the management student who are applying for the management related degree. So now there is a check into it. 2 students having the same background, AI and computer science, but degrees does matter. Okay, so let's suppose if one student has done BSc computer science, BSc in AI, or BCL, such degrees they have, and second student who has Bachelor of Engineering, BTech degrees in computer science or AI related degree. So definitely this test would be only be applicable for the BTech and BE courses, not for the single standardized courses. Okay, so degree does matter. And there is one more myth these students are having, that this is an entrance exam. Yes, it's an entrance exam, but it's a aptitude test. It's not a subject related test. It's basically a knowledge test that the university and the embassy wanted to check that the crowd who are coming in from India, does they have the particular information, does they are really wanted to study. So this test is only for those students who are having the degree related to BTech, BBA, BCom, Bachelor of Management. So this type of degree definitely student has to apply for this test. But if the students having BSc, or the students having BA in AI or the gaming related courses, or the students having bachelor's in biotechnology, then this definitely does not affect those students. And also there is one more update for the students. If you have already applied for the APS, or if you have received the APS by the date 29th of June, then this will not affect those students. Either they have applied for the summer 27 also, but they have received their APS by 29th of June, or if they have submitted the documents by 29th of June. So this will not affect those students. So that is something which is very clearly explained on the official website of Germany, that will include in the link section as well. So we have created a complete list that which subjects are included in this test, DMAT test, which students are need to give this test. Everything is included in the description box. Student can check from there.
Okay, ma'am, many students worried that this is the another university entrance exam. So is that true?
I would say it's not true, but definitely this is an embassy requirement, which is APS has launched an additional requirement about this, which is a German embassy requirement. But soon there can be an update that the university is also going to take such entrance exams as well. That is definitely a subject module exam. But if we talk about this DMAT test, this will only be consist of the core modules and the subject modules. So there will be two sections of this exam. This exam would be somewhere around 3.5 hours of exam, 90 minutes for first section, 90 minutes for second section. The complete test will be in English, and definitely the first section would be having the general module, okay, in which student reasoning, aptitude test, logic patterns, such kinds of question will be there in the first module, which a student will get 90 minutes to answer those questions. And second section would be the subject related modules, in which definitely depends upon the student subject, that which subject is student choosing. If they are going for mechanical engineering, civil engineering, computer science, AI, data science, whatever, commerce subject, economics, management related courses, that depends that which course student is going to choose for the master degree. Second section would be definitely dependent upon that. And one more thing I just wanted to guide my students, that definitely this DMAT test would be in English. You have to be very prepared. The sample questions and the sample papers already been published on the APS website and the governed GAST website also. So you can just check and update the sample. You can start preparing because the registration has already been started. You can go and prepare from the sample questions also there. Don't get confused, because I have seen student might get confused this DMAT test with the GMAT or the other exams. Don't get confused. This is not a GMAT test. This is not a similar test. This is basically more as GRE. You can compare DMAT test with GRE, and you can compare because GAST is governing this all exam. So this would be more similar pattern to test AS and test DF. Okay. So you can check on the official website, which will definitely include the link in the chat box, from where you can find out the sample papers as well. You can check all the details from the website, and you can just check and for the question paper and start preparing, because registration has already been started. You can prepare and appear for the 26th of September 2026 test for the coming summer intake.
Okay, ma'am, please tell us what advice would you give to the students who are planning for Germany in upcoming intake?
So, student has to be very clear on the deadlines, that the registration has already been started on 29th of June. The registration will end on 15th of September 2026. The test is going to be held on 26th of September by GAST governed body. Okay. And APS will definitely give the certification, that is additional requirement. So this is a part of APS, but GAST is going to govern this all exam. Centers will be there in Delhi, Pune, all the metropolitan city, Kolkata, Ahmedabad. Test centers would be there in all India, so student can book their test centers accordingly. And the test result would be declared on 15th of October. And this test would be definitely applicable for summer 27 students, winter 27 students, and those who are applying for the upcoming intakes. So this would be applicable. And there is one more important update, that this test would be valid for every year. There is no validity for this test. Once the student has cleared this test, they got the requirements. So this would be definitely a GPA kind of requirement. So student will get the percentile into this. Okay. One question will have 1 marks. Okay. Total minimum might be university can also ask a student for minimum percentile, like 70 percentile. That can be defined. But right now, the student has to achieve a bare minimum of 60% percentile into this test. And then definitely this would be valid for every year.
Okay. So, ma'am, please tell us, is there any examination fees for this test?
Yes, definitely. There is an application fees of 150 euros that the student has to submit to GAST website only. This is definitely a application fees, official fees that has been announced by the APS that a student has to submit once they are going for the registration.
So, before we wrap up, can you please tell us about 3 quick tips for students?
Definitely. Don't get confused this test with the core subject module test. This is not a subject test. This is basically a general reasoning test, which we check the student knowledge. This is not to filter out that what you have studied in your past education. This is basically for the specific degrees. So if you are planning for the summer 27, you have to check the complete list of courses that we have attached in the comment section. The student can check whether their degree falls under this requirement or not. First thing is that the student has to check. Second, the deadlines. The student has to be very clear on the deadlines that we have also attached in the comment section. And third, student has to start very early. They have to start preparing this test because we don't have time. The test is on 26 September. That would be valid for every year. Okay. So there is no validity for this test. So student has to prepare themselves. And let's suppose if the student is planning for winter 27, then the student will have two chances for this test. If they are not prepared this time, definitely they can reappear this test next year also, and they can, whatever the updated score is there, student can submit that score. So that is the benefit of this exam.
So students, thank you for listening, and if you found this video helpful, please do like, share and subscribe. Till then, stay tuned with us and we will see you in next episode with another update.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.